Okay, in today's lesson we're going to talk about interrogative words. Words you would use to interrogate someone or to ask questions, basically. That's what this is about. I have some question words on the board behind me here. Who, what, when, where, why, which, how, and how much. And so let's go through these in Spanish and let's discuss the different words. First, the word for who is quién. And notice that I have parentheses and an es after it. That's because in Spanish you have both a singular who and a plural who. If I want to ask who your mother is, that's just one person. So I would say, ¿Quién es tu mamá? Who is your mama? But if I want to say, who are your parents? Now I'm talking about two people. That's more than one. So I have this plural you with the es on the end. ¿Quiénes son tus padres? Who are your parents? Okay, that's the word for who. The word for what is que. Q-U-E with an accent on the E. Notice the accent on quién there above. Now one thing to notice about all these words with the accent is not there for the sake of pronunciation per se. It's there to mark that it's a question word as opposed to a statement word. For example, in the next word, the word for when is cuando. And cuando can be both a question word and can be used in a statement. For example, in English I would say, when is the party? And someone might say, we'll do it when my brother gets here. When my brother gets here. It's a statement. And so the cuando, when he gets here, cuando llega mi hermano, that cuando wouldn't have an accent over the A. But if I said, cuando es la fiesta? When is the party? That accent, that word cuando would have the accent because it's used as a question word. The word for where is donde. Same thing. It can be both a statement word and a question word. When it's used as a question, it has an accent over the O. The next one, the word why, is por qué. Notice the space between the por and the K, the accent on the E at the end. Now the word because is very similar to this. There's no space and no accent, but it's also pronounced por qué. As a matter of fact, if you get into one of those why and because back and forth, why, because. In Spanish, it sounds like they're saying the same word over and over. Por qué, por qué, por qué, por qué, por qué, por qué. And so it sounds the same as why, but it's written differently, scrunched together and without the accent. Okay. The word for which is qual. And there's also a plural. Which ones? Quales. So we have a plural which and a singular which. Now, very often this word ends up getting translated what in English instead of which. For example, the proper way at least to ask what today's date is, qual es la fecha? Of all those possible dates, which one is it? Or to ask what your telephone number is, qual es tu número de teléfono? You use qual to mean which, but it ends up getting translated what a lot of the time. Okay, the word how is como. And como can be also translated what from time to time. Como hago la tarea? How do I do the homework? Or I might say como es. Okay, como with ser is going to mean what is something like. Como es Benton? What's Benton like? But if I say como estás tú, that's how are you? That would be translated how. So this definition of how can vary depending on the verb it's used. Mainly when it's used with ser, it's asking what something is like as opposed to how is it. Now in this last group, I have four words that all mean how much. I have a masculine singular, a feminine singular, a masculine plural, and a feminine plural. For example, if I want to ask how much money do you have, ¿Cuánto dinero tienes? I use the word cuánto because I'm talking about dinero, which is masculine singular. Let's say I'm going to the store and I want to know, do I need to buy milk? Okay, the word for milk is feminine, so I might ask, ¿Cuánta leche hay? How much milk is there? But I would use the word with the A at the end to match leche, which is feminine and singular. There's a masculine plural form. I might ask, ¿Cuántos libros hay? How many books are there? Or if I'm in a room and I'm counting tables or chairs, I might say, ¿Cuántas sillas hay? How many chairs are there? Or ¿Cuántas mesas hay? How many tables are there? I would use the AS ending to match mesas or sillas, just the same way I use the OS ending to go with books, libros, which was masculine plural. Now, there's a couple of other things that we need to add to our conversation here, and there are two pronouns. The letter A can mean to or at, and they can mean from or of. And these are sometimes combined with some of these other question words to form other question words. For example, if I use they with quien, I might ask, ¿de quién es el lápiz? Of who is the pencil? That's a way of asking whose pencil is it. ¿De quién es el lápiz? Or I might ask to whom. ¿A quién would be to whom. And so the preposition added to the word can give it a slightly different meaning. The word donde is where. ¿A dónde? ¿A dónde vas? To where are you going, for example. And these two words added to various ones of these can give slightly different meanings.